Today I'm going to be learning more about the USA by looking at the most iconic food in every state. Now, I think American food is actually very underrated. Of course, the stereotype about American food is things like burgers, hot dogs, and that sort of thing, but I think it's only because each state has its own unique culture, own unique food and cuisine. Of course, there's things that are shared throughout the whole country, but if you look at, say, for example, New York, what I do know about places like New York and even New Jersey is the pizza is, people say it's the best in the world. Never mind like Italian pizza or just within America, it's the best in the world. I've been watching a lot of like Dave Portnoy's pizza reviews recently, so I know that the pizza is amazing. I've become a bit of a pizza expert in my own head as well. But I want to see this, what the best food in every state is. Tell me what's the best food, the most iconic food from your state, or what's your favourite food from any other state apart from your own? Let's watch this.
From Maine lobster rolls to New York pizza, here is each state's favorite food. Alabama's pick is smoked chicken with white sauce.
Ooh.
Chicken is smoked for hours and then dunked in a tangy white sauce.
Tell me more about that. Yeah, I have no idea about food from Alabama. What is the white sauce? What does it taste like? Smoking the chicken as well is always good in my opinion. Get that extra flavour in there. That's
Alaska
a good start.
commercially harvests more than 100 million salmon a year. It can be cooked a number of ways. Grilled, smoked, cured, you name it.
Yeah, Alaskan salmon makes sense considering how close it is to the water and things like that as well. But how good is it? How does it compare to like Norwegian salmon, Scottish salmon as well, which I know is quite good? And is it, if you get salmon in other parts of the USA, is it generally from Alaska or do you like import it from other countries? Arizona, a Sonoran dog?
The Sonoran dog is originally from Mexico, but is extremely popular in Arizona. The bacon-wrapped hot dog is topped with beans, onions, tomato, and a drizzle of mustard and jalapeno salsa.
I mean, it had me at bacon-wrapped hot dog. Like, that in itself is super good. That's what one thing I thought, yeah, maybe a lot of places in the USA will have a Mexican influence because there is such a large diaspora of Mexican people around the USA, especially the southern parts, but that's an interesting one. I had no idea. Arkansas is cheese dip. Cheese dip is the most iconic food from Arkansas. It must be good cheese dip. It does look good.
Arkansas takes its cheese dip very seriously. There's even a World Cheese Dip Championship in Little Rock every year.
Oh, that does look good.
90% of the avocados produced in the US come from California. And it's not just guacamole and avocado toast that's being made. There are avocado burgers, fries, chocolate, and even beer.
Avocado beer, is that actually good? I guess from my limited knowledge of California and the stereotype is it seems that there's like quite a healthy lifestyle there, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But avocado is the most iconic food. I would have thought there would have been some sort of Mexican influence there as well. But tell me what else is good from California. I think hamburgers, there's actually some good hamburger brands or chains from there as well, I think.
Rocky Mountain oysters are a Colorado specialty.
Oof.
And they're not oysters. They're deep-fried bull testicles. Some say they taste like gamey calamari.
I wasn't expecting that. Tell me, yeah, is that true? Is that the best food? I would definitely try it. It doesn't sound the most enticing, but the description of how it tastes sounds okay. New Haven style pizza is what I've learned from the One Bite Pizza reviews. Dave Portnoy's favourite pizza. It does look fantastic, so I can't really argue with this one.
New Haven style pizza, also known as a Pete's, is characterized by its coal-fired thin crust. It originated at the Frank Pepe Pizzeria, which is also known for its white clam pizza.
Ooh. Tell me if you tried that.
Slippery dumplings is a Delaware comfort food. These slippery dumplings are rolled out paper thin and cut into large rectangles.
That actually reminds me of like British food, like a stew or something like that as well. Very hearty, very homely. Florida's the Cuban sandwich. Oof. I've had a Cuban sandwich before actually.
Cuban sandwich is made with ham, roast pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard. It was created by Cuban immigrants in Florida. The peach cobbler is one of the most popular desserts in Georgia. especially since the peach is the official state fruit. Poke is native to Hawaii. It consists of diced raw fish such as salmon or tuna tossed in sauce.
Okay, I didn't know poke was from Hawaii. They're very popular here in Asia. Here in Malaysia, there's a lot of pokeball shops. Especially the last couple of years, they've grown in popularity. But I thought I thought that was an Asian dish. I guess it shares similarities with some maybe like Japanese food. But interesting to know it's from Hawaii.
Idaho grows the most potatoes in the U.S. These potatoes are made into French fries, chips, and other carb delights.
Yes.
While there is a debate on which restaurant has the best, it's irrefutable that Chicago deep dish pizza is a must-have. The gooey treat is baked in a pan and full of cheesy goodness.
Yeah, the one thing I learned from the pizza reviews is I believe this isn't actually the favourite pizza of people from Chicago. I think there's another style, I don't know if it's like bar pizza, bar pie, but this is actually more what I guess people who are visiting the state would eat. It does look great, I've never had it, I would love to try it. The amount of cheese is right up my street.
Indiana loves its pork tenderloin sandwiches, especially when they're fried to crispy perfection. These sandwiches are known for being bigger than your face.
Jeez, look at the size
The
of that
Made Right
thing, man.
sandwich is a loose meat beef sandwich. It's kind of like a sloppy joe without the sauce. It can get a little bit messy, but it is totally worth it.
Yeah, I've never even had a sloppy joe. Sloppy joe is something I just learned from like watching American TV shows when I'm younger. Tell me more about that. What actually is it? I thought it would be similar to this, but maybe got some sauce or something on top of it. That looks good to me.
Kansans love their barbecue ribs.
Oof.
Baby backs are coated with special rub and smothered with finger-licking barbecue sauce.
And who does the best barbecue? I know that's a bit of a bone of contention with people in different states. What state has the best barbecue?
The hot brown is an open-faced sandwich consisting of turkey, tomato, Mornay sauce, and bacon.
The
It's
size
put
of
under
these
a
things.
broiler until crispy and brown and was invented in the Brown Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. Gumbo is a Louisiana treasure and also the state's official cuisine. The dish has its roots in many different cultures, including African, French, and Choctaw. Often served from a big pot, it's filled with chicken and sausage or a seafood medley.
Oof, that looks good as well. Very
Lobster
hearty again.
rolls rule in Maine, especially since 90% of U.S. lobsters are caught off the Maine coast. A lobster roll is piled high with large chunks of lobster with little to no fillers. Marylanders are obsessed with crab, and one of the best ways to eat it is crab cake. Just don't forget to add some Old Bay. No food is more iconic in Massachusetts than clam chowder. This creamy soup is filled with vegetables, cream, stock, and clams.
So
Get it in a
it's-
bread bowl to make it extra special.
Whoa.
Mackinac
Seafood
Island
definitely
fudge is a must-have
popular.
in Michigan. There are over 13 fudge shops, collectively making more than 10,000 pounds of fudge daily during the peak travel season, making Mackinac Island America's fudge capital.
I love fudge.
Nothing screams Minnesota more than tater tot hot dish. Vegetables, ground beef, and cream of mushroom soup are topped with tater tots and roasted to golden perfection.
That looks amazing. That looks so good. That's the most unique one I've seen so far. The most unexpected one. Topping something with tater tots is a great idea. Kind of looks a bit like we have in the UK, maybe like a shepherd's pie or cottage pie, but it's usually mashed potato on top. This having the fried potato, I'm all for that, man.
You can find the best fried catfish in Mississippi. Not surprising, since the state is the world's leading producer of pond-raised catfish. Toasted ravioli is St. Louis's fun take on the pasta dish.
Yeah, that's
Each
a great
ravioli
idea.
is breaded, fried, and served with marinara sauce.
Why have I never thought about that fried pasta? That just makes sense, especially being from Scotland. We fry everything. Fried ravioli, fried any type of pasta would be great. Any filled pasta.
Berries are grown in the northwestern United States, especially in the mountainous parts of Montana, and they can be made into anything.
Huckleberry syrup, huckleberry jam, huckleberry breakfast girls, huckleberry man, berry cherry pretzels, huckleberry sauce, huckleberry.
You get it. Chili with a cinnamon roll is a match made in heaven. This pairing has been served as a school lunch in the Midwest since the 1960s.
Really? Why not, I guess? Go for it.
Pre-coronavirus, buffet culture was big in Las Vegas. Prices range from $5 for a breakfast buffet to $65 at the Bacchanal Buffet at Caesar's Palace, which included unlimited prime rib and crab legs.
Hey man, $65 is not too bad for that. Actually, I would be expecting more when you see the quality of ingredients there. That looks so good. Cider donuts, yes.
Cider donuts are a New England favorite. New Hampshire is home to many apple orchards, including the oldest continuously operated one in America, Applecrest Farms. Saltwater taffy dates back to the 1880s in Atlantic City, New Jersey. A mixture of corn syrup, sugar, and butter is stretched until it becomes aerated, then individually wrapped. The New Mexico chili is a staple ingredient in New Mexico cuisine. It starts out as a green pepper and ripens into a red one. It's often roasted or made into a puree. New York pizza is legendary. Some say it's the New York City tap water that gives the dough its characteristic foldable yet crispy crust.
Yeah, I've seen that in like other locations in America, other places that they actually import machines that somehow make New York water. I don't know how they do that, but to try and get that same effect. But in your opinion, where is the best pizza from in the USA?
There are two barbecue styles in North Carolina, Eastern and Lexington. Eastern lays claim to whole hog barbecuing, while Lexington style mostly uses pork shoulder meat with a ketchup-based sauce. Nefla soup is rich and creamy, filled with potato and small dough balls. This dish comes from the German Russians who settled in North Dakota.
Yeah, that makes sense, kind of.
The Buckeye is a peanut butter ball dipped in chocolate. It resembles the nut of the Buckeye tree, often found in Ohio.
I'm really liking the variety of savoury and sweet foods here. Interesting how like some states it's the iconic food is a sweet food. You really wouldn't expect it, but
And fried steak is the
stuff.
epitome of Southern comfort food. A large piece of beef steak is breaded and pan-fried, and you can't forget the gravy. The Marionberry pie is an Oregon favorite. The Marionberry was actually created at Oregon State University as part of a berry developing partnership with the U.S. Department of Agriculture in the early 1900s. The Philly cheesesteak is world famous. A hoagie roll is loaded with an absurd amount of beefsteak. Then provolone or cheese whiz is added on top.
I mean, you see the size of these. Being from the UK, even though we are like eat a lot, that the size just looks ridiculous, man. It looks so big. I love it. But yeah, tell me again, where's the best Philly cheesesteak? What outlet? I've seen reviews of different ones in different places in Philly. Tell me where your favourite is.
Stuffed clams, also known as stuffies, are a local favorite in Rhode Island. Giant quahog clams are stuffed with clam, herbs, and breading. You've got to try a low country boil in South Carolina. It consists of shrimp, sausages, potatoes, corn, and some Old Bay. Chislick is pieces of cubed red meat, typically lamb, venison, or beef. It's usually grilled or deep fried.
Looks like satay.
German and Russian immigrants are credited with bringing the dish to South Dakota in the 1870s. Memphis-style ribs can be prepared dry or wet. Dry ribs are covered with a dry rub, while wet ribs are brushed with sauce throughout the cooking process.
Oh, jeez. Those look
Texas
fantastic.
goes big for barbecue. It's especially known for its juicy, fall-off-the-bone ribs and tender briskets that have been smoked all
What the
day.
hell was that? Look at the size of that thing.
Fall-off-the-bone ribs.
I have never seen a piece of meat or a rib that size before. That is unbelievable. So tender and juicy as well. The
And
barbecue
tender
look.
briskets that have been smoked all day. Jell-O
That
is so
thing was like
popular in Utah
ejaculate.
that it's the official state snack. Utah culture is closely tied to Mormon culture, which also loves Jell-O.
Jell-O's the
Vermont
most
is the leading
iconic food.
producer of maple syrup in the U.S. Tree sap is boiled into sugar and then filtered into syrup before
I
making
love
its
syrup.
way onto your pancakes. Smithfield ham is a hometown favorite for Virginia. It's a specific form of ham cured in Smithfield, Virginia. Coffee culture is big in Washington. Home to coffee giant Starbucks, the state also has many independently owned coffee shops to fuel your caffeine cravings.
Never knew that.
West Virginians love their pepperoni rolls. They were invented as an easy lunch meal for coal miners in the 1920s. Wisconsin is considered the cheese state, and one of the best ways to eat cheese is cheese curds. Whether they're eaten fresh or deep fried,
Yeah, I've
they
never
make
had
an
a cheese
awesome
curd
snack.
before actually.
Bison steaks are popular in Wyoming. They're described as having a lighter, slightly sweeter flavor than beef.
Wow. That actually just makes me hungry. So much good food. That's what I'm talking about. When I feel like food from the USA is definitely underrated or gets a bad stereotype. Maybe the same as the UK as well. But you see the diversity of food there. There's so much good food. Even just the barbecue alone, man. No one does barbecue like the USA, in my opinion. But tell me what state does it best. Tell me what your favourite food from all of these was. And yeah, tell me what your favourite food from your state or outside of your state is. Thanks.